This is the story of a pilot trapped between life and death. As a crack appeared in the cloud cluster ahead, the pilot quickly steered the plane toward it. He had anticipated this opening all along. Circling the sky for so long wasn't a coincidence. It was strategy. He knew this was the only chance to get through. Dark clouds engulfed the sky, and the cabin was suddenly plunged into darkness. The air felt frozen. Silence filled the cabin like a vacuum, broken only by the crashing thunder and blinding lightning outside. The plane shook violently, like it had been thrown into a blender. Unsecured luggage fell everywhere, threatening passengers' lives at any moment. The captain gripped the control stick tightly, eyes locked ahead. His resolve was clear. He would bring all 119 passengers back safely. On the ground, air traffic controllers held their breath, eyes glued to the radar. Just as one danger passed, another approached. Hailstones the size of rocks smashed against the aircraft, shaking it violently. The fear and helplessness inside the cabin were unimaginable, but the captain remained steady as a rock, maneuvering through the storm like a battlefield. Just as the plane neared the edge of the cloud, the dark clouds suddenly closed in. In an instant, the aircraft vanished from radar. The entire control center froze. They kept calling over and over, but no response. The cabin was dead silent. All they could do was pray. The captain's belief in survival remained unshaken. After 3 long, terrifying minutes, thanks to his extraordinary skills, the plane burst out of the clouds. The control center finally received its signal again, and everyone breathed a sigh of relief. But it wasn't over. Suddenly, a mountain range appeared right in front of them. With seconds to react, the pilot pushed the throttle, raised the nose, and soared just over the peaks. Inside the plane, the passengers felt reborn, like they had just come back from the gates of death. The aircraft dropped to a safe altitude of 3,100 meters. Finally, the pilots had enough oxygen. They removed their masks and tried to contact the control center, but the windshield had shattered and the cockpit was too noisy to communicate clearly. Meanwhile, the tower cleared 2 full runways in 4 directions for an emergency landing. Firefighters, medics, and emergency teams were already on standby. Following tower instructions, the captain deployed the landing gear. The cabin crew rushed to prepare passengers for an emergency landing. At that moment, every heart pounded. With years of flight experience, the captain aligned with the runway and descended slowly. The landing was successful, but the reverse thruster had failed. The captain had to use foot brakes to slow down. The tires, burning under pressure, exploded into sparks. The aircraft nearly slid off the runway. In a last effort, all 3 pilots worked together and finally restored the reverse engine. Against all odds, Flight 8633 came to a miraculous stop. Cheers erupted across the airport. Inside the cabin, passengers were overwhelmed with emotion, crying and hugging each other. They couldn't believe they were alive. After calming himself, the captain offered a heartfelt apology on behalf of the entire crew. With his unmatched mental strength and flying skills, he had saved 119 lives. This story is based on the real-life event of Sachwaan Airlines, Flight 3U8633 on May 14, 2018, a true miracle in China's aviation history.